It is a new week, a new day, the exact same jumper, and it's time to fix our horrific fence in the back garden. Nighttime renovation.
The fun never stops.
Basically, our fence has been broken and leading into the neighbour's garden for a lot of months. I'd say 9 months now. They have asked about it. It's been too long. And our neighbours are very patient. We make a lot of noise. Renovating is a lot of noise. And they put up with a lot from us. So it's time to get that fence fixed and probably to also buy them a present to say sorry. So now we've got fence panels that match our neighbour's fence panels, both the side and the back. We're just going to replace it with those to give it a little bit more of an even look. We don't know whether we're going to paint them. I know some people paint their fence panels black on the inside, which does look really, really cool. But I'm not going to make any rash decisions. Let's just get the fence up first and we'll take it from there. I won't be installing the fence. Tom and Martin have both taken the day off work and they're going to be getting the job done. So I'll let them take over from here.
While autumn's nice and cozy inside, I've got the fun job of installing the fence panels today. So to take you through what we're going to be doing, first of all you need the fence panels. We got ours from Wicks. They're £35 each. They matched our neighbours, and the great thing about Wicks is that they offer free delivery on fence panels, especially because they're quite an awkward size. That you're never going to fit them in the car. I could just about get them in my van. But if I was going for the larger fence panels, like the 6-foot ones, they definitely wouldn't have fitted. So after you've got your fence panels, you're going to need a gravel board. So we've got a concrete 1-foot gravel board, making the height of the total fence 6 foot. Also need a concrete post. That will be to keep the fence panels secure in the ground. To keep the concrete post secure in the ground, we'll be using a concrete mix of 4 parts ballast to 1 part cement. So for digging the holes, we're going to be digging about a 2-foot deep hole, and that will be where we put the concrete post into the ground. Currently our neighbour's fence panels look very similar. They've obviously just discoloured over time, so potentially next summer when we've got some more time, we'll paint them possibly a navy or maybe just a standard wood colour. I'm kind of gunning for the navy. Alright, let's get cracking. Trick to digging a perfect hole is literally you kind of just smash it in, push a bit of soil away, and do that in a square. And then usually sometimes you can get like these things to pick up the soil, but I haven't got that, so I'm just using the shovel. And when it gets deeper, I'll just be using my hands for it.
So Tom is the only person I've ever met in my entire life who enjoys digging.
So yeah, when I was like a kid, I used to love going to the beach and just digging holes as deep as possible. I didn't like bring any of them plastic shovels. I brought on full-on shovels like this. And we would just try to dig as deep as we can when we were like 10.
Trying to get to Oz.
Get to Australia. But then we dug so deep and there was water.
Oh, that's annoying. So you accidentally made a pool?
So we got one of them like suction pumps, you know, that construction sites have.
Right, that's enough building chat for me.
So we've got this piece of string, and basically that's just to make sure it's perfectly in the middle, all the way along. It got way too dark last night to show you guys the end result of the fence, but it got done, even though I was using a flash torch to see myself laying down the last bit of cement. But I'm going to turn around the camera now to show you the end result. Isn't she beaut? So yeah, all fenced in now.
And you would think, after a big job like that in the garden, or I say a big job, I wasn't a part of it at all, but you'd think after Tom and Martin's big job in the garden, that we would have a bit of a breather, you know, rest for a week, call it the job done, but it's never the job done. I said in the last video the plasterer was coming, and he has now been and gone. Every time we get a trade in, we are disappointed. Maybe it's that our budget's too low, maybe it's that we've just been unlucky, but actually that's a lie. Our plasterer is amazing and we love him. But we were super disappointed with our tiler, and we're not the biggest fans of our carpenter either. First and foremost, and I don't say this lightly, he doesn't like women. Am I allowed to vent about our sexist carpenter?
Yeah.
He's really nice to Tom, and they have great chat, and he looks and acts like I've killed his pet. It's really weird. Anyway, regardless of all of that stuff, he basically left the other day. Tom was at work, I was working downstairs on a meeting, and so he finished for the day. I think he did 2 days total, and it's just not very good. Now, if anyone here is a carpenter or knows anything about carpentry or has had a carpenter come in the past, please let me know if I'm just expecting way too much or if this is actually not very good work. I think first and foremost, all of the loft is completely brand new. So it's like obviously very straight walls, there's no curves, nothing like that. It's all plastered straight on top of plasterboard, so it's pretty damn straight. And he didn't glue any of it, it's all been drilled in like multiple holes across. So the job this evening that we have to do is to fill in every single one of these holes. There's so many holes. I don't know, I just assumed he would have glued it. Maybe a couple of holes, you know, if there was like a bend or something, but yeah, he's used no glue at all and he's just screwed in so many screws. And then there's this as well.
I don't know if you can see, I mean you can definitely see, but like the joins don't meet up. Like he's just not cut them right. And it's the same on every door. Like surely these grooves are meant to match up. There's like a, I don't know. Am I expecting too much?
And then none of the corners meet up properly. Like there's really big gaps.
We obviously haven't said anything. We're way too British for that. But let me know if I'm being too hard on it. Maybe it is just, it always needs finishing touches and it's not something that does fit together perfectly. Maybe I'm being too hard on him. Anyway, now our evening is patching up all of these holes. So let's get to work.
I kid you not, you could probably spend days on forums from people telling a million different things of how to fill in holes on skirting board. So yeah, I didn't really know where to start, but what I've gone with is 2-part wood filler. So you mix the hardener with the wood filler, then you spread it over all the little holes, and once that's dry, I think it takes about 30 minutes, I then sand it down, prime it, and then followed by a coat of paint. So I think just in today's task, my aim is just to basically fill in every single hole for all the skirting boards, architraves, door linings. As you can see, these need filling in. So we probably should have filled them in before painting, but it's our first renovation. We didn't realise you had to fill them in, didn't even think about it. We'd know for next time, but this time we'll just have to fill it in and just paint over. So not the end of the world, lesson learned for our next renovation, and hopefully for you guys out there at home. Got our filler, let's fill some holes.
While I'm filling, Tom's just priming these doors that the carpenter put in as well. Oh, do you want to show him the...
Yes, hang on. So that's locked, and then you touch doors.
It's a push to start, baby. So the carpenter created these, or made these. They're basically just sheets of 18mm MDF. It's obviously got an architrave around it, and then we just put a push latch on the inside. Nice and easy.
But you kind of wish that you didn't have the architrave around it, right?
Yeah, let me kind of show you. I kind of feel a little bit like when you come into the room, having the architrave around it draws attention to it unnecessarily. So I was thinking maybe not having put architrave would have been nice, but then at the same time, I think if you just had these kind of bits of the wall cut out, it might also look a little bit cheap. I think architrave maybe gives it a bit more of a finished feel, but either way, it looks like that now and we're sticking with it. If you watched my last video or 2 videos ago, you can now see the complete and dried efforts. All of the spindles are now black, and so are the kind of big ones. Also, we made a mistake, or I made a mistake. We didn't prime them first. And so it definitely looks like the wood's kind of sucked some of the paint up. They're quite like chalky. I don't know, it's not the best finish. So we're definitely gonna have to do a second layer, but after the debacle of having paint on me for the better part of 5 days, I might wait a little bit until I give that a second coat. And for good reason. I can't have black paint all over me because Tom and I are actually leaving for holiday tomorrow morning. So I don't want to be covered in paint when I'm gonna be at the beach for a week. Speaking of, I should probably get packing. Okay, so I did pack and then go on holiday, and now I'm back. It's over a week later, but I think next week will be the video of us in Egypt, maybe, if you want to see us on holiday and not doing up the house. I don't know, let me know in the comments below if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. But for now, we are back in the house, once again, ready to get back to this renovation. And as per usual, Tom and I have found ourselves in a pickle, and Tom's dad, Martin, has saved the day. So I'm not entirely sure what we paid our carpenter for 2 days' work, but it was a fair bit of money. And naturally, Tom's dad came in, saw the handiwork, he wasn't very happy with it, and within about 20 minutes, he's done the room downstairs without any nails, and the corners look absolutely perfect. So, Martin, if you're watching this, as per usual, you've smashed it. Thank you very much, and let me show the rest of you what it looks like.
I mean, it's pretty dirty because this room is pretty dirty. It's not yet glued onto the wall, but he's just been cutting it to size.
And as you can see, or you might be able to see, the walls down here, this is our bedroom, are quite wonky. So you can see that this would need to be pushed against the wall. But this would be when, you know, we'd stick it down with glue, and if it didn't work, we would then drill it in to get it pushed a little bit more close to the wall. So looks like it's gonna be another job that we're doing ourselves. I don't doubt that there's not great, you know, builders and tradesmen doing really, really good work out there. I mean, we love our plasterer, so we know that's the case, but we're just learning, I think, if we want stuff done to the standard that we want it, we have to do it ourselves. Or rather, Tom's dad has to show us how to do it, and then we can do it ourselves. I'm sure if this, you know, wasn't our first property, or if we were just flipping it, we maybe wouldn't be quite so pedantic, if that's the right word, but I just think this is our everything right now. Like, every penny we own has gone into this house, and we're giving up so much of our time in our 20s to do this house that we just want it done properly. I think we're still going to get a carpenter for the architraves and the stairs though. As Martin has said, architraves are pretty tough, and stairs you want done right. But the skirting, yeah, we'll be adding that to the long list of stuff we'll be doing on this house. And I just got into the bed because crouching in that corner was getting painful. But that's it for this week. Bit shorter, bit sweeter. Stuff has been pretty slow recently, but it's because we've been doing pretty big jobs. I mean, clearing out the garden was a mammoth task. Doing the fence is a pretty long day as well. So there's small things being done, but they've got to be done for us to move on to the more exciting stuff. We've just got to get all of the skirting done and filled and sanded and painted so that we can then get the carpets down. We need to move upstairs. I want to be as open and honest and upfront with you about renovating and DIY renovating as possible, and we need to get some carpet upstairs. We're about to hit 7 months of living inside this house, and that is one room, recently got a bathroom, an old kitchen with no heating. It's getting really, really cold. It's just getting on top of us, and we need a bit more space, and we need a bit of a place that can become our sanctuary. I know we have it good. We do have a kitchen, we've got a roof over our heads. You know, I'm not for a second saying that we've got it hard, but we are just ready for, you know, somewhere that we can put our clothes. We still have our clothes in boxes on the floor. We've now gone up to 4 boxes because we just keep needing more storage. It's a lot. And that's okay, because we chose to get ourselves into this, and this is something that we want to be doing, and it will be worth it in the end, but it can feel quite overwhelming sometimes. That's basically a very long way of saying we're gonna get those damn skirting boards filled and painted so the carpets can go down, so that our bed can get built, so our wardrobes can get built, so we can have a bedroom and a wardrobe, and we can finally put a sofa in this room, maybe a tiny dining room. So for the first time in 7 months, we can eat our dinner at a table. I'm just having a moan at this point. Anyway, we will get there eventually. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, or at least you enjoyed it until I started nagging. And if you did, please give it a like. And if you would like to follow along on this very slow but very rewarding journey of doing up our little house in East London, please hit the subscribe button. We upload videos every single Wednesday, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.